we are again, dear friends, and good day to you. And this is the second day of our reflection on the corporal works of mercy as our way of cultivating the capacity to be merciful in the spirit of the Jubilee of Mercy. And for today, we have the second corporal work of mercy, give drink to the thirsty. Again, as I said, this comes from Matthew's Gospel, Matthew 25, verses 31 to 46. Now, the Greek version of give drink to the thirsty when it says there, I was thirsty and you gave me to drink, that phrase, I was thirsty, literally could be translated, I suffered from thirst and you gave me to drink. And why would it be to suffer from thirst? Why would it be a better translation than I was thirsty? Because in human experience, it is more difficult to be thirsty than to be hungry. When we dehydrate, we could experience severe pain and suffering. The experience of hunger and thirst was already pictured to us, for example, in Psalm 107, verse 5. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted with them. Gutom at nagsasuffer ng thirst, yung kanilang kaluluwa ay fainted with them. In the most severe condition, they cried out to the Lord, and the Lord intervened by a great act of deliverance from distress. And then also, Isaiah 49:10 describes this very beautifully. They shall feed along the ways, they shall not hunger or thirst. By springs of water, He will guide them. Can you imagine? Springs of water will guide us. In other words, mas malalim pa dito ang sinasabi ng thirst. Hindi lang thirst for water, but in the sense, according to Matthew, the hunger and thirst for justice. The deprivation of water to sustain our bodily experience is a deprivation of justice. The satisfaction of human need. Sa lipunan ni Matthew, mayroong tatlong klaseng mga tao. Yung tinatawag nating the scribes and the Pharisees na tinitingnan nila ang buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagsusunod ng mga batas, batas ng estado, batas ng simbahan, batas ng ritual. Rituals, maghugas ng kamay, mag-fasting, gano'n. Pangalawa, uri ng mga tao sa kanyang lipunan ay those who are in a situation of severest need, severest privations. Talagang mahirap. Leper, walang makakain, walang mainom, talagang severe need. At ang pangatlo, those who were capable of empowering those in the situation of severest deprivations. Ibig sabihin siguro ito yung mga middle class o yung mga mayayaman na nakikita nila na hindi tama yung ginagawa ng mga Pharisees at saka ng mga scribes na lang magdasal lang at gawin lang yung batas at okay na lahat. At nakita nila na, nako, itong mga mahirap talagang walang makakain at walang maiinom. At ang tulong sa teksto ni Matthew, ang tulong na hinihingi ay hindi yung, o kuha ka ng tubig, bumbero ka na, bigyan mo ng tubig. Hindi ganoon. Para makainom ang mga tao ay to empower them to be able to find water. To empower them to have access to the springs of water. Ngayon, ang sabi doon na itong mga well-to-do o middle class na mayroong capacity to criticize the practice of the Pharisees at mayroong capacity to be in solidarity, merciful solidarity with those who are in severest need and deprivation, sila ang may kakayahang makakatulong sa pag-empower because they can break the law in favor of those for whom the law must be fulfilled. They have the obligations. Kaya ang tanong natin ngayon sa ating panahon ba kaya, meron ba kaya tayong ganitong uri din ng mga tao sa ating simbahan o sa ating lipunan? Meron ba nagsasabi, oy, magdasal lang kayo. Oy, gagawin nyo lang ang mga batas, sunod ang batas ng Estado at batas ng simbahan. Everything will be okay with you. Dasal, debosyon, magsimba, everything will be okay with you. Meron ba tayong mga tao sa Pilipinas na talagang walang-wala na tumitindi ang kanilang kahirapan dahil ilang pamilya na lang ang naghahawak ng ating lipunan at ng resources at kayamanan ng ating lupain? At meron ba tayong mga tao who are conscious na mali at malaking pagkukulang yung ginagawa ng mga Pariseyo at may kakayahan silang mag-empower sa mga nagugutom at mga nahihirapan, nauuhaw para magkaroon ng access to water, to the resources of the earth, to have access to justice by empowering them in their struggle for justice, for water, for food. Ito, malaking tanong ito. Kaya, kung babalikan natin yung sinasabi ng ating mga obispo sa kanilang pastoral letter, What's Happening to Our Beautiful Land? Sabi nila, nilapastangan ang ating makagubatan, the rape of our forests, the rape of our rivers, our lakes, and our seas. Kaya dahil kinakalbo at ang ating mga bulubundukin at minimina ang ating mga kalupaan, wala na tayong matatamnan at nagiging tigang ang ating mga rivers at polluted ang ating mga seas. Kung pupunta ka sa Surigao, Mangagoy, Surigao del Sur, o dito sa may tag-an nito at pupunta ka sa bundok, makita mo yung dagat na dati-rati ay blue, magnificent blue. Ngayon ay chocolate brown. Because of pollution, namamatay ang corals at ang mga naninirahan sa corals. In Cebu, our rivers have dried up in Cebu. Also here in northern Luzon, our rivers have dried up. We have no access to water to drink. And the majority of those who have no access to clean water are the poor. At dito, makikita natin, sana tatalab sa atin itong sinasabi ni Pope Francis sa kanyang Laudato Si, where he has about 5 paragraphs on water. Sabi niya, ang ating buhay ay intrinsically and intimately linked with nature such as land and water and air. Kapag nadideprive tayo ng land, kahit buhay tayo, hindi totoong buhay tao yan. Kapag nadideprive tayo ng clean air, kahit naman buhay tayo, hindi totoong buhay tao yan. At kapag tayo ay nabubuhay at walang tubig o nadideprive tayo ng dalisay na tubig, buhay man tayo, hindi tunay na buhay ng tao iyan. Because good, real human life needs to have access to the bounties of the soil, clean air, and clean water. Anong nangyari? Sabi niya, the moment kinokontrol ng ilan at ginagawang business ang pagkain at ang tubig, botelya, naging bote na. The moment itong resources for everyone becomes a monopoly of a few in order to gain profit, they are depriving the many of the right to water. Kaya sabi niya, thou shalt not kill. We are being slowly killed and being bled to death by the deprivation of our access to clean water because of the monopoly of owning water which is supposed to be for all. Hindi natin ito maintindihan. Kasi hindi tayo sanay na mag-isip ng ganito. Dati, Nawasa, Maynilad, Summit, Nature Springs, these are water which is also for everyone but are commercialized and controlled by a few. What shall we do? My dear friends, marami mga tanong na dapat nating itanong tungkol sa buhay in line with the corporal works of mercy. Empower the people to have access to water. Give water to the thirsty. And ultimately, to the thirst for justice. Sana, in these Lenten days, we will accompany Jesus and feel his thirst on the cross. The thirst for water, the thirst for justice. By accompanying and empowering those who are thirsty now of water and thirsty for justice. This is Father Ben Alforque, MSc, Missionaries of the Sacred Heart.